happen now.
What do you say?
It fluctuates and changes every single moment.
Can you explain a little bit about that? Why it changes so much?
As she knows, the light team doesn't just go in and attack and change and do things against a free will plan or society or group. And so they're always on the defensive, always reacting. We're always reacting. And so how can you know what's going to happen if you're always reacting? You can only create and do, and that was part of the deal. How bad would they be? How bad would the children be? How ridiculous and horrible would they drag this out knowing that it's going to end? And so the more that they do against the light beings, the more the light beings can do in equality to move forward. And they were really laying low after 2012, trying to drag things out and do things in secret and not really attack, but still stealthily doing things. So nobody was really moving anywhere. Nobody was really doing a lot to... They were doing timeline incursions, and we were trying to send people back from the future to change little parts to make up for it every time they did something.
Can you tell me a little bit more about this? How you send people back? Who are these?
Future selves that walk in to their own selves. They walk in and they... How do they do that? They use their consciousness and they travel and they walk in and they try to affect the way that they reacted or did something or didn't do something in order... It's a game back and forth. The dark do something, the light go back. It all has to stop. It all's got to stop. I've been doing this for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And they caused this game. This game caused so many... We did the timeline incursions, the light, because we were doing things, going back, trying to change things, and they were using technology, and we used our minds and our consciousness, and we jump into ourselves and do something different, and it just messed everything up. Nobody knew what they were doing. Nobody knew the impact that they were having on all of it.
In what year was this happening?
Well, it's all happening in the future.
I see.
And then they're going back to try to change the outcome of the future, but that's messing everything up too.
Could this be causing some of that Mandela effect?
Yeah, it's all.
Every time they change something, it changes everything else?
Yeah, let me go into this and find out why, what's going to stop. Okay, so let me go into this. So, okay, so this is this whole playground is a creation that allows you to do all this in this reality, because you can't do that out there. You would mess too many things up. It's all kind of like cocooned.
This third dimension, you mean?
No, the fourth dimension's a part of it. The fifth dimension's a part of it. It's bigger than that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's bigger than that. It's like a universe that I mean, when is it ever going to stop if you can always, when you're in the future and you're out of the third dimension and you can travel with your consciousness and you can realize that you can go back to the past in the third dimension and change something to try to make your current situation better, when does that ever stop? And then the dark always know that they can, as long as you're doing that, they can do things and try to steal souls and put them in more realities like that so that they can have energy. So when does it ever stop?
How is Michelle working with this?
Well,
what's her role in this?
So, okay, so it's just even on I can't even describe it. It's like,
And try your best.
on a, Source is doing it. Source is even going back. So Source is sending its angels back. It's bizarre because it's supposed to be happening all at the same time, but how is that possible? Source is sending angels in to unravel. It's so complicated because everything is so intertwined. And there's so many aspects of so many beings all in this reality. But Source has a plan to get things at least under control, because it's very obvious things are out of control. No doubt. But it's only being intervened on because the energy is affecting Source itself.
What kind of energy is affecting Source?
It's disharmony. It's all of the negative emotions, all of the fear and sadness, anger, jealousy, all of those emotions are, since we're all connected and we're all one, the Source is feeling all of those. Although it's not really in it, and it's not really feeling, it does vibrationally change the structure. The structure changes the composition, vibration, something like that.
Is this just coming from Earth, or is it coming from all over the place?
It's spread, and I mean, it's spread a lot of places in this galaxy. It's like a cancer. It's like a cancer in the body. It's like the galaxy is very much like a human body. And so when the human body has a cancer, it's like the Milky Way is like a cancer of the universe.
So all of these changes that are happening, how is that affecting this new Earth? This shift to the new Earth?
All of what changes?
All of these changes of going back and changing the timelines and things like that.
The new Earth was the solution.
Mm-hmm.
That was the solution. It's like, okay, well, it's no different than Summerland.
Mm-hmm.
It's a transitional place and way to heal and get out of the continuous recycling of souls, of pieces of souls, not even just souls, pieces of their souls that have been split up and sent back in. And it's a way to bring all those pieces back together psychologically, to have healing and finally have that the joy again, because there's fractured souls.
Mm-hmm.
If you're fractured and you're not connected to Source, you're not going to have peace and joy. And it's...
So right now there's a lot of awakening people. They're waking up to all of this. And Michelle wanted to know if she is going to be shifting to the new Earth in this body, or is she going to go home?
A lot of people aren't going to want to hear it, but it isn't like you take your body. It's more like death.
Mm-hmm.
But where you're going, you can reformulate a body any way you want.
Mm-hmm.
So there must be a little bit of miscommunication to think that you're going to take the body with you.
Mm-hmm. So you will have to go through a sort of death, or a death, in order to shift that.
To release.
You have to release it.
You have to release the third dimension, third dimensional frequencies in the body.
Mm-hmm. And is this happening in Michelle's lifetime? This shift to the new Earth? When she leaves this body behind, will she be shifting there?
Well, that's a little bit of a trick question, because the lifetime is infinite.
Mm.
So there is really no lifetime. It's all one big, long chain of life.
Can you explain that to her?